human influence. So what's up, y'all? Thank you for tuning in. It is Why Wednesday. It's Why Wednesday. And man, do I love Why Wednesday. Not only is it the middle of the week, but it's a beautiful energy. And we anchor in like why we're here, why we do the things we do. And like, just out of curiosity, like, why are you here? Like, why are you here? There's so many places in the world that you can choose to be at 8:30 in the morning. That's Eastern time, whatever time zone you're in. Dimple's in Spain, Peter's in London. So we have like folks from all over the place, and we're here. And we're here together. So from our heart to yours, first off, thank you in gratitude for creating this energy, creating this movement. But just out of curiosity, like in the chat, let's like engage, let's be active. Like, why are you here? And not just because like, oh, I woke up or I pressed the button. Like, why? Like, why are you here? Are we looking for connection? Are we looking for acceleration, growth? Is it the energy? Is it the accountability? Is it the love, the community, the culture, the energy, the mastery, the rising, the momentum, the acceleration? What is it for you? And I see the chat like blowing up. Let's keep dropping something in there. Let's like connect here together on Why Wednesday, on like why we are here. Like, why are we here? Why do we do the things we do? I'm going to give the chat 30 more seconds and I'm going to start reading through, as this is one of our favorite parts here in the huddle, is to like tune in together, like tune in together. Like this is an anchor. This is a daily routine where we get to start our day, we get to share our energy, and we get to anchor on different modalities, whether it's Mastery Monday, Trajectory Tuesday, Why Wednesday, Thankful Thursday, Fun Friday. Every day has an energy. And today it's like, why? So why are you here? Why are you waking up? Why are you committed to mastery? Why are you committed to yourself? Because you're not here like because you love Unblinded, and if you do, you know, thank you. You're here because like you're looking for more time, and or more money, and or more magic. So like, what's the why behind being here? Let's anchor on that today. Because sometimes when we don't want to wake up at 5 in the morning, when we don't want to do leg day on Wednesdays, when we don't want to have, 20 calls lined up, when Adam Gugino does not want to, well, he always wants to be on the phone. But let's say like you didn't, we anchor in our why. And it reminds us why we do the things we do. So I'm going to take a peek in the chat here and let's see like what's popping, as Mr. Callaghan would say in the chat. Erica, I'm here to help people achieve their dreams while simultaneously achieving my own. I love that you added your own. That's huge. That's a main focus here. Jason Sipple, to change trajectory of my family's life, contribute to others on a previously unimagined scale. Tamia, or good day to some. So I guess you're saying hello. Hi. So Patricia, for the Union of Community and Executive Creators. And shout out, I know this morning was your first mastery call. We missed you on the group call. Super grateful to have you part of our elite group. So love you, Patricia. Thank you for being here and sharing your greatness. We have Tish, all of it, Fernando, connection, growth, and ultimately to make a difference in the world. Thank you, Tish. Bob Perry, the man, Bob Perry. It's a unique and powerful opportunity to serve. Ken, I'm here to look for the next micro distinction to accelerate my life to the next level in order to make a difference in the world. Ed Green, to be a leader, to connect with people in love, and to use my unique gifts to serve a greater good. Ina, love, culture, integrity, mastery. We have David Q, here because of the value life lessons I have learned here. The only way to start the day. Sharon Stecker, need more magic. And like, Sharon, what is that for you? Like, what's magical? Let's like, if wherever you are, I know you always have a notebook and a pen in front of you. Let's like write down 3 things. Like, what's magic? And let's like pin it. Like, what's magic? You don't have to share in the group if you don't want to, but what's magic for you? We have Joe Hagan, mo money, not more money. Joe Hagan wants mo money. And we all know that was not a typo. That was truly intentional. So shout out Joe for mo money. Brian Reppel, to accelerate my growth, influence mastery, and live a life to the fullest. AKA hanging out in a 70-foot yacht because he can. And that's the life that you're living, brother. So shout out to you, Brian Ripple. Tiffany Noel, I'm here to get to routine of putting my emotional energy up. Love that. Journey to the heart, I'm here because I believe that every opportunity that I embrace, I am all in, so that I'm choosing success. We have Michael Smikin. Hey, all. So what up, Michael Smikin? Seeing you back on the huddle. That's awesome. First time on the elite group training yesterday. Super grateful to have you here, my man. Rose, rising in my mastery. Karen, I'm a relentless lifelong learner, and I am learning and growing exponentially here every day. And there's 30 more messages in the chat. So this is what it is. This is what it is. And so many other reasons. And we're so grateful. We don't take this for granted. We don't take your dreams for granted. And as Sean Callaghan was saying yesterday, you had the opportunity to be on the Tuesday, today's Wednesday, so the Tuesday night mastery call. It's about time blocking. Are we time blocking for this why? Are we time blocking to be a possibility, an example of possibility for our family? Are we time blocking to spend time with the ones we love? Are we putting something in place to make these dreams happen? Because listen, y'all, the time is now. Momentum is here. The time is now. And it's about the ecosystems we're merging. It's about the quality and quantity of our stages and microphones. It's about the quality and quantity of our sales meetings, our sales, our contribution, and our fun. These are the levers. These are the buttons. We are no longer a culture of confusion. We are a culture of seeking clarity in micro distinctions. Because listen, we get it. We get it. And we've been talking powerfully this week about time blocking, how to do it, when to do it, why to do it. And yesterday, it was like the realization that like maybe, and like just let this one land, like maybe we don't time block, because when we do, we're committing to doing something that scares us. Like being on the huddle may not be that scary. And we time block, like we're here, right? Like we time block to be here, but here we're receiving. We're like grabbing energy. When we time block to cold call or invite call, when we time block to like have those conversations, when we time block to step into those agreement formation conversations, it's uncomfortable. We're literally agreeing with ourselves to put ourselves in a place where we can be made wrong, made fun of, misunderstood. We are putting ourselves at cause, which is a beautiful language that Sean is bringing to the space, versus at effect. When we decide to time block, we are at cause for what we're doing with our energy, our money, our time, and our magic. So Mr. Callaghan, if you could bring your laptop down just a little bit, and welcome, sir. How are you? And why Wednesday, man? What's happening?
Yeah, great job. Great recapping, Fernando. Thank you for that. Good morning for everybody on Wednesday. Here we go. So how are you out there? What's happening? What's present? For a little bit of groggy, let's like take a deep breath. Let's do a few jumping jacks, which is what I just did to create a little bit of energetic transition after 3 hours of chit-chatting on the phone and co-creating, confronting challenges. And I share that so like we're connected, because I think sometimes, you know, it could feel like, oh my God, like people are so positive, you know, let's say you're listening to me or somebody, be like, oh, like everything is just so easy for them. Like, it's how we define easy. So I think it is relatively conceptually easy, but it feels really freaking hard a lot of the time if we're not in a formula. And the purpose of the formula is like, okay, great. I just got off of dealing with like some things that brought up like frustration and aggravation for me in a certain division or a certain unit. And there's like, you know, a challenge that's not getting solved. Why is it not getting solved? Oh my goodness, because we don't time block for it. Oh yeah, I got it. And the people that are solving for that challenge don't have the right level of influence mastery at this juncture. Okay, cool. Like breathe into it. So I could keep repeating the same behavior, not create the vertical innovation that would be appropriate, or we can create a disruption. Like, okay, cool. So even if we're like present to our emotions, like, and then it's like, yeah, there's a formula for my self-mastery to make sure I shift. So I'm like ready and breathing into the next thing. And there's intentionality around it. That's what like our day could look like, our morning could look like. So we say that it's easy. Sometimes people differentiate and go, it's not easy, but it's simple. Okay, well, let's go with that. I've said that myself at times. So maybe if we could distinguish between the two, as simple is a predictable formula to get us the fun and magic we want, to get us the joy, like the laughter, you know, in the process and our heart-centeredness, and experience any feelings of frustration and things like, because they're real, and then move into our stuff. Said more simply, it's why Wednesday. Your life, your dreams, your magic, your money, your checking account, your savings account, your investments, the money machine you have and or is growing, do not have yet, is about to be created, is directly related to everything we're talking about. Like, whoa, that's like an uncomfortable reach in. And when I say money, I say your checking account, I say your savings, I say those things. What do you feel? Throw in the chat. Like, what's your immediate feeling when I say those words? I say money. I say, how much do you have saved? Most people, because we're driven more by pain than pleasure, go to not a great place. I would say 99.999% of Americans go to like can we like please get off this topic? And so, sure, I could, bounce out of this quickly and just have everybody feeling magically and wonderfully every day and talking about visions and fun things and, magic and unicorns and rainbows and those are beautiful things, which I love. So it's not like an or, it's an and. And there's the creation of decisions about how you invest. How you invest, the three things, like we like encapsulating things into containers, right? The power of language and technology. So the container is the things that you have to invest are your money, your time, and your energy. And people get what I would call selectively frugal. Say a little more crassly, selectively cheap. So some people are super cheap with their money. Some people spend their money all over the place. Some people are like an easy yes to write a check. Some people are incredibly difficult, like never writing a check. And both can be optimized, right? Some people give their time away like they're giving away like water out of the faucet. Some people are incredibly frugal with their time. Same thing with energy. Like I'm not going to give you any of like positive energy, any reinforcement, anything. And other people are like, yay, you're amazing, you're great. Neither are right or wrong. But let's become aware. Like, how are you investing the only things you have to invest? And each of them has a limit. Like money, there's a certain amount of money you can invest right now. Like you actually have. Maybe you have $1,000. Maybe you have 100 million, right? But there's a finite amount of liquid money you have and other assets, right? There is a finite amount of time. There's 168 hours in every week. Now, you can more effectively invest that money you have, that time you have, but it doesn't change how much you have. Like there is 168 hours in a week, right? And even if you invested the most intentionally, amazingly, and maximally the ways you can, there's only 168 hours, okay? Your energy, slightly different, but there's still a maximum energetic capacity. Now, you could become incredibly brilliant and amazing at reinfusing your energy on a daily basis. But at some point, you will need to sleep, right? Now, what those numbers are, we're not diving into. There's a lot of many interesting theories about sleep. In fact, we'll explore that at some point, but not today, right? But there are mechanisms where you can tap into the energy you have. Maybe other people would say that you can tap into the energy that's external to you, right? But there's still a finite amount of energy. So if you believe you can access all the energy in the universe, okay, cool. You still sleep, right? So there's still whatever the energy then is in the universe, whatever you believe, there's still a finite capacity to the amount of energy you can expend, even if it's tapping into all of it. And maybe nobody's even optimal doing that yet, and we're still learning, but there's still a finite amount of energy. Or if not, we would never need to sleep. And maybe eventually people will figure that out. So I don't want to put any limiting beliefs on anything that you believe, but there is a finite amount of it currently accessible to you, right? There's if you sleep, right? Then logically that's true. If you sleep, there is a finite amount of energy available to you. There's a finite amount of time that is available to you. There's a finite amount of money that is available to you. And so why do I say that? I say it because as you invest those things, some people think and you're this concept of budgeting, right? Or frugality, right? We need to budget our money, time, and energy. Our budgeting of our time is time blocking. Our budgeting of money is like making decisions of how we're going to invest things. And if you were going to spend $100,000 on something that you knew would get you $300,000 and you didn't have to invest any time or energy, then you should do that investment all day long, right? If you're going to invest, for most of you, 100 hours of time, and you're going to receive $10 million in return, or for most of you, for most of us, even $1 million in return. What would that be? Maybe $10,000 an hour for 100 hours. For 99.9, probably 99.99% of people, that will be a strong, well, maybe 99.9% of people, that will be a strong investment. If you're making $7.8 million a year, that may not be a great investment. If you're making in the 99.9, you're making 1.7, yes, then 100 hours for $10 million would most likely be a very effective return, right? So the point, right, as we think about all this, is not to get overwhelmed in the micro distinctions of like, okay, I have to make the perfect decision. It's to become aware of the finite nature of your money, your time, and your energy. So as you're time blocking, as you're deciding what you're going to invest money into or not, and as you're investing money or not, right, each of these things has really meaningful consequences. And they can be fun and amazing, beautiful, incredible. The challenge I want to give to each of you and make for you is, before you say yes to the next thing, right? The next thing. And that could be, hey, would you join, some thing where we're going to go to create a group of people and it's $25,000 for people in your industry, and it's going to be like a super mastermind. Okay, that could be a super prudent, highly intelligent investment. Like, I'm open to that. But the difference in how you invest your money is super connected to how you invest your time and energy as well. So in anything that you're going to invest money into, the output of that investment, if it's not passive, right? If it's not passive, meaning it's not an investment of like into the stock market, that would be a passive investment. But if you're going to invest money and it requires any of your time and energy to actualize, to create the outcome of a return, right? So investing in programs of Unblinded, right, require investment of your energy and time. An investment into any personal development program requires the output, requires your energy and your time. The investment when I'm a platinum partner or a Lion and I decide to go to Arizona this weekend, and let's say that costs $10,000, and it also costs time of travel, time of being there, energy of being there. I am calculating and leveraging myself, going, okay, I'm going to make sure that this is an intelligent utilization of my time. So what do I need to do? I know that what they're offering, Tony Robbins and Lions is offering, is unbelievable. Okay. So what do I need to do to show up to make sure that my, very extensive investment, not just in this trip, but in the overall program, which is, multiple six figures, that this is having an appropriate return on the investment to the money, the time, and the magic I want in my life. So what do I need to do? Okay. So what I'm going to do is, like, when I'm on the airplane, I'm going to make sure that I'm like super focused on intentionally reviewing things and creating outcomes that are micro distinctions, that are simple, fun, and magical. They're going to free up exponential abundance. I'm going to use the airplane that way. I'm going to make sure that when I'm there as well, that I'm going to be creating sub outcomes of merging ecosystems, of observing and seeing micro distinctions that I could be thinking about what I'm not doing and how I'm not showing up. And I'm going to see things that aren't happening that I'm like, wow, that should be happening. Like, I'm going to like be thinking of like coaching up the process and then implementing the very things that I will be saying to people around me to do, that I'm going to do for myself. And I'm going to learn new things, and everything I hear, I'm going to filter through a prism of, okay, what do I need to be doing more of? And I'm going to make actual phone calls with people, have real conversations with people, and I'm going to merge ecosystems, and I'm going to book speaking engagements. All of those things are going to happen for sure. And maybe, just maybe, create some sales meetings. That's not my intention, right? But that might happen. If that comes up, I don't want to be in a sales energy. I want to be in ecosystem merging energy, a speaking engagement energy while I'm there. Because my money, my time, and my energy are finite. They are finite. I have a finite amount of money, just like you. I have a finite amount of time, just like you. I have a finite amount of energy. We collectively have a finite amount of money, time, energy. So in this Why Wednesday, the what's at stake is your vision, your legacy, like where you are. And the only way that you know whether you're getting closer to it or not is by what you're time blocking and what you're counting. Like our emotions lie to us, our numbers don't. And if your numbers aren't there, so emotions lie to us, the numbers don't. But it's also like numbers can lie if you're counting the wrong things. The counting of the right numbers doesn't lie to us. And so we count the 7 levers. You go, oh my God, nothing's working. Then you're telling me to count these things. No. It's just an indicator of where to observe. The number's not growing. The pain is what's at stake is my why, my legacy, everything. It's okay. So I need to look into with the formula, like what's off. Oh my goodness, I'm not time blocking for this thing. Wow. So I'm going to make these numbers grow. I'm going to time block for it. Well, I am time blocking for it, but nobody's saying yes. So I'm going to then check out like where I am in my 4 steps, 10 dispense elements, 4 energies, but not collectively. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to analyze each one. Where am I in my, what depth of emotional rapport do I get with people? Yeah, I'm just getting to a 4. Okay, awesome. I have a formula. I'm going to a 9. Let's go. I'm not putting things at stake. My heroic unique identity, I'm like telling some long drawn out story that I could feel the energy and the dissipation of connection in every conversation I have. All right, optimize. Oh my God, everything is wonderful. Like emotional rapport building, putting something at stake, pain and yes, heroic unique identity, it's all present, but I don't have an irresistible offer. My offer is like, hey, can we collaborate together? Collaborate together? Is that an irresistible offer? No, it's general and totally unspecified. Hey, can we have an exploratory call? A what? Like, no, we can't have an exploratory call. Tell me what you want the outcome to be. Oh, I want the outcome to be, see if we're a good fit for each other. Okay, awesome. Let's just do it quickly in 60 seconds. Why do you think we might have something we can co-create together? What do you see? Like, what's your ecosystem avatar? What's my ecosystem avatar? Yeah, let's figure it out. Like, would that call be effective? And like, would you want to have an ecosystem merger? Would you want to pick a date? Would that be the outcome for the call? Because that's how I think about having calls. Is that how you think about having calls? Yes, cool. So what's your avatar? Wow, that's my avatar. Also, so yeah, let's have a 15-minute phone call and see if we're really a good fit for each other. And by the end of that phone call, we'll decide if we're going to pick a date or not pick a date to do something together in terms of a speaking engagement. Sound good, Johnny, Mary? Good. That's what it sounds like, because what's at stake are your numbers. And what's at stake with your numbers on your 7 levers, ecosystem merging, speaking engagements, sales meeting sales, disposable income, contributions, fun and magic, those are at stake. And what they cause to be at stake, C number 7, fun and magic, is your ultimate legacy destiny, your impact, the number of people you impact, the people closest to you impact, the pride you have in yourself, the realization of your passions, the flow you exist in. That is all directly correlated with those 7 levers, and or you're reframing your life and saying, you know what? I don't care about money. I don't care about time or impact. I'm just going to write a book for the next 40 years of my life. And that's what I want to do. And that's it. So, but if your decision involves the impacting of other humans, then those 7 numbers do count enormously. And if you're not, I'd be really thoughtful about it, but super cool. There are people that like do that. Like, I just want to really be on my own. I want to create like the greatest learning treatise ever. And I just want to explore everything. I just want to write my life story. That's what I want to do. And if nobody ever reads it, I just want to have it down on paper optimally to inspire one person if they read it. Like, but just make it intentionally. Because what is super fun and magical, or they're simple, fun, and magical, micro distinctions and frictionlessness that free all of this. But that entire model is destroyed if you delete, dilute, or distort anything we're talking about here. Be like, cool, I feel really good. But like, what are those 7 levers again? Like, I forgot that. What are the 4 steps, 10 spells, 4 energies? Like Like, or what are those things like process, influence, self? It's like boom and boom and boom and boom. Invest the time to have those cold so you have a framework and a container to drive those numbers forward to get to the ultimate magic. And in the beginning, I'll leave you with this in this Why Wednesday. In the beginning, people were saying like, yeah, like I love it where we're like super heart centered. And other people are like, I want to be like specific into the numbers. And you're both right. But you're also both suboptimal, right? If you don't realize that it is both. There are 4 energies. There are fun, aspirational, goddess, and Zeus. And all 4 matter, no matter what you are. A man, a woman, you're not sure, right? All good. Those 4 energies matter. They drive those 7 levers, which drive your ultimate destiny, legacy. Why? Fernando, final on this.
And Sean, it's Adam. I want to jump in as well with an example. Yeah. Fernando, I'll jump in and then you could definitely final. An example to kind of encapsulate this, what became present for me on the call and time blocking last night was, I'm behind a little bit on my invitation calls to individuals that have, been on the Real Raw. And what did I do, Fernando? First thing this morning, I made sure that I time blocked about 3 hours to make those calls and catch up. But not only did I do that, I put intention into it. I also put a note into the group that I'm going to break a record today for the most ever in a day. So I just wanted, to say that it's also the intentionality behind what you're doing in that time blocking that could really make a difference. And everything you said today landed once again and made me feel really excited to get the day started.
Adam Gugino, brother, you have stopped hiding. You have stopped hiding. And you have been so loving and so heart-centered and demonstrated so much of your goddess energy that it's been absolutely beautiful and wonderful. And you have it in spades, brother, in like ample piles, right? And you also have that, which is, and I tease and we have fun with it and like the good naturedness of things. I tease about pickleball, but I know how hard you're working at it, how proud you are, and how much it means to you to go out in the pickleball court and to compete and to win and to be an example of possibility about learning, about investing of your time, your heart, your energy, your soul into things. And I just heard it from you. Like, I'm gonna go break a record today. Like, that's Zeus energy, right? And it's a beautiful thing. It's what Teresa Witherspoon has, Mia Hamm has, Brandy Chastain has, Crystal Robinson has, Elle Anderson has, Courtney Epps has, and if I'm not saying your name, I can go right down the list. Like, that drives outcome, right? It drives outcome no matter what gender you are or what gender you perceive, right? It drives outcome. And so, brother, be delivering that for people, because that's how you built a $700+ million company, is because you loved the heck out of people and had immense integrity, and you drove outcomes and decisions because you built that company and you fired a whole bunch of people too, right? Did you fire a whole bunch of people, Adam?
Yes. There were many who had to be let go.
Yeah.
And one of the key distinctions, though, was they always understood that there was also a process involved, and that was part of, we used to call a sale, on the way in and on the way out. But absolutely, that was.
Yeah. And let me use better language. You transitioned out to, and this could seem inauthentic if it wasn't, but your heart is there, to something that would be a better fit for them, or a learning experience of how to be in self-process and influence mastery at a higher level. So awesome. Thank you for that jump in, and great job, brother. And let's hear about it tomorrow and go break some records today.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's people, right? It's not about us. It's about people. Like, people need what is present here. Not need, but it will free the exponential abundance in a different way that they, and I'm saying this humbly, you ain't gonna find anywhere else. So awesome job, brother. Fernando, final.
There's no one else on the planet that I'd rather compete/conspire with than the both of you and everyone in this movement. Sometimes when I share, I'm up at 5 o'clock and I go to sleep at 11, 5 days a week, people look at me weird. Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? And sometimes it kind of feeds into like, why am I doing that? and like doubt and self-mastery, all this becomes like, you know, present. And then I realize, yeah, Adam and Sean are doing it too. And some members of our movement are waking up even earlier to be there. So it's about the time blocking, it's about the commitment, and it's about like this loving, competing, conspiring energy. Because if Adam's breaking records, y'all are going to be breaking records too, because winning is contagious. And thank you, Adam, for dropping that in at 7:07 in the morning. And like the bar has been set. So back to you, Sean.
And Fernando and everybody, so powerful to own in our heart, though. Like progress needs to be made now. So if you're not making progress in those 7 levers, let's dig in today and shift today. Because there's no reason, it's not tomorrow, it's not next week, it's today, is the shift and the progress on those 7 levers. Have a beautiful